Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show. Good morning, Andy.
Good morning.
It's going to be a nice day today. Right now, 52 degrees, keeping our fingers crossed for a high of 64. Showers will be out of the area by mid-morning. And then Friday, a little bit cooler. Our high on Friday, 59, but then the weekend. Saturday, the Weather Service is saying now a high of 80 on Saturday and 78 for Sunday.
Have you arranged your weekend plans based on the weather forecast?
I don't know what to do. I've got so many weekend things to do that I've just not been able to do. But yeah, I'm sure everybody's going to be out and about.
Yeah, I expect the first sign of nice weather is, well, a shirtless man downtown. Second is how busy Cascades is going to be with the walkers. So it'll be busy.
Yep. Yeah. Here at JTV, we have a tradition. We've marked the date, the sighting of the first shirtless man downtown, and so far, this is going to be the latest.
This is the latest we've ever gone. Yeah. But again, it's going to be a warm weekend, so we should be able to see that shirtless man this weekend. I would say
today. The Biden administration yesterday said they are going to appeal the federal court ruling striking down the mask requirement for passengers on planes.
I thought he said the other day that it was up to the people.
He asked the CDC if they should appeal, and the CDC said, yeah, appeal this. And so they're going to.
What do you think he did? Do you think he picked up the phone and got the front desk and they just went to the manual? So a live report from the airlines, as my wife is traveling today. She said in the airport, about 25% of the people still had masks on, and then on the airplane, about 50%, which on the plane, that's more than I expected.
That's
so
more than
just one mask in first class, though. So about 50-50 on the rest of the plane.
Is Stephanie wearing a mask?
She's not.
No?
No, she's not, I don't think. No, she's not.
Well, there's perhaps some people that don't get the news.
Yeah, I mean, that don't get the news. I don't know. One thing she mentioned was seeing all the pilots and flight attendants, walking through the airport, being able to see their faces. So.
Do they have lines on their face and from all those? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's I'm sure it's different. So, but it's good. Good news.
Good. Last night it was the ribbon cutting for another historical marker at the site of Camp Blair. Do you know where that was?
I believe I do.
Wisner and Wildwood. And yesterday, the Jackson County, Michigan Historical Society hosted a ribbon cutting. This was the site of historic Camp Austin Blair's headquarters, commissary, and quartermaster buildings, located formerly on the site of the museum. The Gantons were on their way to their Corvette Club meeting.
I was going to say it was a Corvette Club night.
Yes, they had a Corvette Club meeting after this. The camp was where Civil War soldiers encamped, sponsored by County National Bank. And there's the team from CNB.
That's awesome.
Contributing.
They're everywhere, aren't they?
Yes, they are. They do a lot in the community. And Bill White got a certificate for something from Maurice, and I think he gave some money or something. That's my guess.
I'm not sure.
I think he sponsored some of the festivities.
Very nice.
Yes.
Yeah. So Bill is a veteran and
very nice.
Great ribbon cutting. I've been to the Michigan Military Heritage Museum, and it's cool. Seeing some of the artillery used back in the day is just amazing.
Mm-hmm. There's board members of the Jackson County, Michigan Historical Society, Linda Haas, Lloyd Ganton, and founder, which is amazing what Maurice has done in just a year.
Yeah, I know, it's amazing. Maurice is everywhere. He's a hard worker and passionate about history, so he's in the right position. Mm-hmm. Very cool.
Pamela Campbell was applying and interviewing for a job.
Yeah.
And where?
Yeah, so she was one of the 2 finalists for the Riverview Community Schools superintendent, and they made their choice, and they chose their current high school principal over Pamela Campbell, who was the other finalist. So she will be returning to Columbia.
Columbia Central Superintendent Pamela Campbell. But she came in second. They had like 7 finalists. She was one of 2 they interviewed. So they're starting contract negotiations with their number 1 choice, the principal. So Pamela, I mean, it could still happen. They might not come to an agreement with this guy, and you know, if you're number 2, if something happens to number 1,
Yeah, it's just
God forbid,
Yeah, just like president and vice president. It sounds like.
Rose Queen.
Oh yeah, or that as well. NIL deals. We've been at JTV. We've been looking to sign athletes to a name, image, and likeness deal.
Yeah.
But the Dailies, John and Little John Daly, probably signed the best NIL deal of all time. Now Little John, and of course, John has been Big John has been connected with Hooters for years, and Little John's now involved. And of course, you remember Little John and Big John? They won the PNC Father-Son last summer.
It's amazing. The kid's amazing.
Yeah.
His father could get into the Oak Ridge Boys if the golf doesn't
It's
work
amazing
out.
that he's won 2 majors. Yeah, have you been to a Hooters restaurant?
Yes, unfortunately, I have.
The last time I was at one, I was with someone from JTV.
Really?
3 people from JTV: Noah Baker, Josh Burgett, and Joel Freeling. And we were doing some sports coverage, and Josh said there's a Hooters we need to go to in Portage. So we went, and the food was overpriced and cold.
Last time I went to a Hooters, this is what I recommend if you ever go to Hooters: eat before you go.
Stephanie and I actually went to Hooters on our honeymoon.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, for lunch one day.
Wow.
I know. It's kind of trashy, but hey, it was the recession, as I remind people. The UN is saying that 5 million people have now fled Ukraine. 7 million people inside the country are displaced out of a pre-war population of 43 million. It's just amazing the amount of people that are dealing with that. 12 million people essentially, with everything gone.
The Russians are trying now to prevent people from leaving.
Yeah, and I believe there was a test launch yesterday, Russia, to let the rest of the world know that their nuclear weapons were active. So,
my hope is there are some people, some people with common sense and good hearts that are in the Kremlin that are going to stage a coup.
like a movie.
It's got to happen.
There are some people that are worried that Putin's isolation is going to make him even more and more crazy. So that's to be concerned as well. So.
The Hayes. Last week, the developer Jay Jeffers and company, they had 7 architects go through the building with a fine-tooth comb in preparation for developing this into apartments. And this is in its heyday back in the 30s. Jay Jeffers shared with me some pictures of a development they just are completing in Racine of apartments that they say these could be similar to what they might look like at the Hayes, because they like to preserve historic foundations and include all kinds of the original elements of the building, like brick walls. If they're concrete floors, you've been through it. There's a lot of concrete floors in there, but they are perhaps looking at doing something like they did in Racine, loft-style apartments in the Hayes. Wouldn't that be cool?
It's cool, right? It's
Yeah.
a cool way to live.
Yeah.
Why not? And especially with all that we have to offer now, it's a no-brainer.
Well, they've already reported a lot of people interested and asking how can they get in line, because there are waiting lists at all the other downtown new apartment buildings.
You've lived downtown for about 20 years, right?
Yeah.
When there were only like 2 or 3 options. What's living downtown like?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It really is. You walk everywhere. We need a grocery store down. There's a business opportunity. So, hey, you know what we haven't done for a while?
Well, wait, real quick. Oh no, go ahead.
No, you go.
No, it's boring. Go ahead.
Okay. We haven't done this in a while. Is it real or not?
Good.
And
I've been waiting for this game.
Yeah.
I love this music too.
So we've scoured the grocery aisles looking for new products, or maybe we haven't. It's up to you to tell us if these products are real or not. Let's take a look. That's a great idea. Heinz and Oreo teaming up for Oreo cookie cream packets.
This reminds me, I found a generic Oreo ice cream at Fresh Time Market in Lansing. It's unbelievable. Those are real.
Not real, but a great idea.
I would put that on things.
It's what is that stuff made out of anyway? All right, for breakfast,
Glue
next time,
and-
DiGiorno.
Oh, wow.
Breakfast,
I'm kinda-
croissant crust.
Sometimes Brandon goes to a lot more grocery stores than I do, so sometimes during this game I peek over and look at him, see his reaction. This is real.
It is real,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
You can get cinnamon roll pizza.
It's a good idea.
It is. You know who does a good breakfast pizza?
Who?
Kelly Express.
Oh, they do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
This is real.
Eggos, have they run out of things to flavor their products with? Tiramisu.
Wow, that's nice. Very.
Coffee.
That's fancy. That's gated community Eggo waffles. Those are real.
They are real. Oh, and Kellogg's announced yesterday grape Pop-Tarts are coming back. One of the original Pop-Tart flavors, one of the best ones. They've been gone forever.
I've never even had grape.
Great Pop-Tarts. They're awesome. Mountain Dew. Another version of Mountain Dew. Flamin' hot with a blast of heat and something else.
I'm 50-50 on this one. I'll say not real.
It's real. Yeah, I don't know who would drink it. Adam might.
No, Adam doesn't like those.
No?
No.
Noah would. Noah would
No,
drink this.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
No, it's a spicy.
You know, when Noah first started working here, it
Yeah.
was the Orange Full Throttles and Surge.
Dr. Gupta is recommending you
If
drink
you could find
10 of these before your next colonoscopy.
Yeah, I'm sure that'd be good. Surge is very good.
Is it?
That was very popular when Brandon and I were finishing up high school. It was delicious.
Here's another product from Hidden Valley Ranch, the folks that gave us ranch, ketchup flavored. And you know, people do mix things like ketchup and mayo together. I know you don't,
No.
but ketchup and ranch, ketchup tinged ranch dressing.
Gourmet ketchup.
Yeah.
I'll say that's real.
It's not.
Okay.
No, it is not. But not a bad idea.
No, it's not a bad
No.
idea. I think they sell the special sauce. Whoa, what's this? Whatever this is, I like.
Miller Lite beer drops. So I think this would be perfect for like if you're going somewhere that's they don't let alcohol in the place. You just flavor your water with Miller Lite. It's like that stuff you can mix in with water, the powdered
caffeine stuff?
packets. You just drop this and it makes your water taste like Miller Lite.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. Is that real? No.
Is it?
I don't know. You tell me.
It's up to you. It's the.
I
How we
just said
put it.
it's real.
It's real.
Okay.
It is real. Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah, available wherever finer beer drops are sold.
For sneaking drinks into stadium, they do make a product called a beer belly. You wear under your shirt, and you're able to fill it with beer, liquor, and then a straw kind of comes up.
It's a great idea.
It is a great idea. It's very popular at in New York.
Here's another beverage,
Ugh.
coffee made out of mushrooms. Mushroom coffee.
Gross. Lion's mane. I'll say that's not real.
It's real.
Really?
Yeah.
It's made with a lion's mane?
Apparently.
Wow.
Adrian would drink.
It is. It is. It's probably $8.95 for a 10-ounce cup.
Cordyceps and lion's mane, I think they're versions of mushrooms. It's disgusting. It sounds awful. course, you don't like mushrooms.
I don't.
You claim to be allergic to them,
I
but
do.
you just say that because you...
I say that because I would like the kitchen to be aware.
Still in the beverage aisle, maple syrup Pepsi. If it's not sweet enough, how about some
That looks
maple
good.
syrup? And oddly enough, IHOP, you can't get maple syrup at IHOP.
You just can get syrup.
You can get syrup, brown syrup.
I'll say that's real.
It is real. Yes. You know, IHOP, they ought to spend time putting maple syrup in their restaurants instead of somebody else's product. Because, all right, ice cream. Have they run out of flavors?
You know I don't like Jenny's.
I don't like it either. Vanilla, oh my God. Powdered jelly donut ice cream. This is a way for ice cream people to make ice cream cheaper by using junk instead of ice cream ingredients.
Look at how hard that person is squeezing that ice cream. Their thumb circulation's being cut off. I'll say that's real.
It is real, I'm afraid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nuts. Should we get to some sports?
Sure.
Let's get-
Is it real or not?
Yeah, it was fun. That was a fun one. Let's get to sports for Extreme Dodge. We've got a lot of scores to run through, but I'm going to run through them very quickly because they're also available on our website, jtv.tv. Baseball, Chelsea won 2 games over Jackson, 9-7 and 2-0. Homer won both of their games against Springport, 8-5 and 6-5. A couple close games there. And in softball, East Jackson 9, East Lansing 8, East Jackson 15, East Lansing 5. That's a pretty good couple of wins over a big school. Napoleon, they beat Vandercook Lake 19-0 and 17-1. Springport took 2 from Homer, and we've got some boys track and field scores for you as well. Dundee beat Columbia Central. Concord over Union City. And Jonesville beat Reading and Springport, and Napoleon was the big winner. Again, they beat Grass Lake and East Jackson. Girls track and field, Dundee, Clinton, Concord, and Jonesville were the big winners, and Napoleon took care of Grass Lake and East Jackson. So it was nice to see. It was another chilly night for track and field. Girls soccer, Clinton 5, Columbia Central 0, Grass Lake 8, Arbor Prep 0. I know Noah was happy to see that score. Jackson 6, Ypsilanti 0, Marshall 4, Northwest 1, and then the rivalry game, Western blanked Lumen 3-0. Coming up today, as the weather's going to get better this afternoon, got 3 baseball games, a few softball games, soccer at Michigan Center, and then the golfers will be out at Lakeland today for the Cascades Jamboree. And that's on deck, so a lot going on tonight.
Bring a sandwich if you're going to the track and field.
And a hooded sweatshirt.
Yeah. Today's show is being brought to you by Wilcox Lawn and Landscaping, providing complete design, installation, and maintenance of decks, retaining walls, patios, gazebos, and water gardens for Jackson and the surrounding areas. They offer boulders, wood walls, decks, gazebos, paver walks, patios, segmental retaining walls, water gardens, landscape design, landscaping lawn, and they'll do a free estimate. A lot of beautiful lawns around the area because of Wilcox Lawn and Landscaping. Free estimates, 517-529-4550. Who's on today's show?
After the break, we are going to welcome Dr. Donna O'Neill from the Pick Center. We'll be right back.
On May 3rd, the voters of Western School District will consider a ballot proposal to build a new state-of-the-art elementary school at a 0 increase to the current millage rate. This is an incredible opportunity to ensure success for our students and community well into the future. As a proud Panther, I urge you to vote yes on Tuesday, May 3rd. It's time we come together for our kids and community. Go Panthers!
The PIC Center is an independent practice that has provided care to the Jackson area for over 25 years. Doctors O'Neill and Cack supervise antibiotic infusions, as well as those for many other conditions, such as inflammatory bowel, joint, and lung disease, anemia, and multiple sclerosis. Our modern facility is open 7 days a week, and the infusion staff will make you feel right at home. Let your doctor know you have a choice where you receive your next infusion. Remember, when you've picked us, you've picked the best.
At Consumers Energy, we believe change is preparing for the worst by putting to work the very best. Change is improving by replacing utility poles and redesigning our substations. Change is commitment to upgrading 1,000 miles of our energy grid every year. And change is confidence, the confidence of knowing when it comes to keeping the lights on, we're always on. Consumers Energy, a force for you, a force of change.
Improving the air quality in your home isn't a luxury, it's improving your family's lives. Our staff do each job carefully, completely, and with great attention paid to you, the homeowner. We take care to leave each home better than we found it, and when you take your first breath after one of our cleanings, I'm sure you'll agree. We can help keep your home cleaner and your air safer by scheduling a cleaning today. Dux, we're your indoor air professionals.
Welcome back to the morning show on JTV. Today's show is brought to you by Vermeulen's Home Furnishing. Now in their third generation of being family owned and operated, they pride themselves on providing high quality name brand furniture at affordable prices. Thanks to Vermeulen's for helping us bring you today's morning show.
Joining us now is infectious disease expert from the PIC Center, Dr. Donna O'Neill. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Got a little welcome back gift for you guys.
Oh,
I love presents.
After your, is it real or not real? I don't know. Do you do some of the shopping at your house?
He does.
Oh, yeah, I
Just
do.
enough to put in this reusable. This is a
Wow, these are
Little
nice.
springy bag.
this is nice.
then
This
you-
will hold
Then you
some
pull
stuff.
the thing down.
Perfect.
And yeah,
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah.
And there's even
an ad.
an
Yeah.
advertisement in here for the PIC Center. I like
Yeah.
that.
I like that. When you go shopping for an infusion provider,
You've picked the best.
Thanks,
Well,
guys.
we're probably not going to be able to put any of those real or not products in here.
That was fun.
oh look, it just collapses.
Yeah.
You move, the bottom slides up and it instantly collapses.
I might be able to fit one of those in the back of my golf cart and
Oh,
So
thanks.
before you get me off topic, I wanted to talk about Have You Shelled the last time and we didn't.
Okay.
And I've been somewhat scolded by a colleague that we've done a bad job or a poor job educating people on it.
Who's this colleague? I don't know.
all right.
I
So
won't
this
tell.
is a drug, a treatment.
So, your wife's observation that some people are wearing masks, in the airport, it's probably our immunocompromised patients. And it's 7 million of the US population. And it's either those people are immunosuppressed or people who live with them. So this is the group of patients who have weak immune systems. So at the top of the list are organ transplant patients, because there's quite a variability within this group. Then it includes cancer patients. Now these are people who are actively being treated for cancer. So it's not if you had cancer 5 or 10 years ago, it's for people who are actively on treatment. Then there's a big group of patients on a group of drugs called biologicals. And these people, these are from rheumatologists, gastroenterologists. These are drugs that weaken their immune system and make them susceptible to COVID and other infections. People who are on long-term steroids, for example, 20 milligrams for 2 weeks, that puts you into this category. My HIV and AIDS patients, especially if they're not doing well, they're in this group. So it's quite a large group, and I think we've forgotten them. And I think some of them might have misconceptions because, you know, when the vaccines came out, they weren't studied in immunosuppressed patients because we don't expect they'll have as good response to them as other people. But they still get a response. It may be 10 to 20% less, but they still get a response. But when they hear this, a lot of them just don't go and get vaccinated. These are the people that, you know, when they get sick, they were prioritized to quickly receive the monoclonal antibody or the drugs that we have for it. So now there's this product that's to be used in conjunction with the vaccines called Evusheld, and it's a long-acting monoclonal antibody that will give them extra protection. Again, it may not prevent them from getting the infection, and I think we have to get away from that. I mean, the goal of all this is to decrease the risk of hospitalization and decrease the risk of death. So it's 2 long-acting antibodies given intramuscularly. Unfortunately, it's usually in the derriere.
I was going to ask, is it a pill?
It's an injection. And until recently, it was in very short supply. So these people would actually put their names in a hat, and they would be drawn by lottery to get it.
Oh, my.
And only healthcare systems received it from the state. But I think we're getting a little behind in giving it out to people. So the state reached out to the PIC Center, and we also have a supply.
Nice.
So it was when I was calling some of the doctors who have these at-risk patients, they were the ones that said, nobody knows about this stuff. So I wanted to get it out there. It's one more thing in our armamentarium for COVID. So if you have one of those conditions, either call us directly, call your doctor.
Is it one injection or is it a series?
So when it first was released, unfortunately, they decided when the Omicron variant came out, they needed to up the dose. So we're not sure if it's going to last for 6 months, 3 months. We're still looking into it. So like everything else with COVID, it's been released by the FDA under that EUA, Emergency Use Authorization. And we'll see. It's one more thing. So if you were with someone at Easter and now they're calling you to say, hey, I got COVID, this is not for you. It's not to be used for post-exposure prophylaxis. It is to be used for pre-exposure prophylaxis. So one more thing. The monoclonal antibody, probably 2 weeks before spring break, we started to be giving it again, and we're going to wait and see after Easter if the numbers go up. It's a different one. They keep changing because of the variants. And this one's a little easier to give. It's given by an intravenous push, but you still have to wait there for an hour for side effects. And we all kept saying this is useless, but sure enough, last week we had somebody who got hives. And there's a new drug that just got out of phase 3 trials that's kind of unique. It's an antiviral, and it's a drug kind of like a steroid to work on your immune system to damp it down. So I'm looking forward to that, another drug in our shopping cart. One drug that we haven't used a lot of, but we probably should, is the Paxlovid drug. So the key to all these, therapies is you got to get them in quickly. So within 5 days of getting sick, you need to get this drug. You only take it for 5 days. It's oral. There's a few more pharmacies where you can get it. Before it was just Meijer, but there's a few more now that have come online. But again, the key is to do it quickly. And this drug, the only downside of it, it tastes terrible, I'm told. But there are drug interactions. But I think we've maybe overemphasized that, and some of them you can work around. So like one of them are the cholesterol drugs. Well, hey, you just stop the cholesterol drug. No one's going to die of high cholesterol in 5 days. So there's new things coming out all the time. I get lots of questions about booster doses.
Well, let's talk about that because tomorrow there's a booster.
You're getting one,
I'm
right?
going tomorrow to Browns
Good.
at the Napoleon Fire Department.
Good.
Is that a good idea?
Yes.
This will be my second booster. So I've had the 2 first, Moderna, then the 1 booster, and now another booster.
So even backtracking a little bit, for these immunosuppressed patients, their vaccine schedule is different than everybody else's. So you had 2 doses for your primary series, and then you had a booster. People who have weak immune systems, they get 3 doses for their primary series, and then they get a booster dose. And now they can actually get another booster dose. So you're looking at 4, and a lot of these people have had 5 doses or will be getting 5 doses of the vaccine. So if you're immunosuppressed, make sure you're up to date, on your vaccines. So lots of confusion and controversy even within the medical community about it. And I get confused, so I feel bad for everybody else. When you look at the US, 20% of people are not vaccinated. And I don't think we're going to change their minds.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people I've noticed when you come into my office where 30% have had only 2 doses. And I've been pleasantly surprised when I ask them if they want to get their booster dose. I don't think I've had one person turn me down. And mind you, if you're coming to my office, normally there's something wrong with you. So,
There's so many people that might have got the first 2 doses, and then we've been talking about like the over it syndrome. So it's almost like you have to reach out to these people and get them back in, it seems like. Certain part of the population, at least.
So I think we can be more precise with our recommendations. So a lot of the data came out of Israel, and you have to look at that very carefully. Again, I think we have to get away from looking at it's going to prevent us from getting sick. The goal was initially with these vaccines is you don't want to die from it, and you don't want to end up in the hospital. And the vaccines are still doing that. And that effect is persisting past 6 to 8 weeks. So, but I think we should focus it on people who will get the extra benefit from it. So it's all the people who, early on were getting the monoclonal antibody because they were having poorer outcomes. And unfortunately, the biggest risk factor is age. So in the US, it's 50. Greater than 50, they've approved it. But in Canada, where you all know my mother lives, it's greater than 65. So if you're at risk for a bad outcome, you're immunosuppressed, over the age of 65, morbidly obese, people with asthma, diabetes, these are the people that I strongly encourage to go get their second booster dose. It's 4 months at least after your first booster. And I think the problem a lot of times is it's inconvenient. I mean,
it's called booster. People look at it's like, oh, do you want me to top that off? Can I add? You want a little more? It's like extra. We don't. If it's nice if you get it, but it's maybe it needs a new name. We're with Dr. Donna O'Neill from the Pick Center. More with Dr. Donna after this.
The Pick Center is an independent practice that has provided care to the Jackson area for over 25 years. Doctors O'Neill and Cack supervise antibiotic infusions, as well as those for many other conditions, such as inflammatory bowel, joint, and lung disease, anemia, and multiple sclerosis. Our modern facility is open 7 days a week, and the infusion staff will make you feel right at home. Let your doctor know you have a choice where you receive your next infusion. Remember, when you've picked us, you've picked the best.
Come along with JTV and Experience Jackson and get to know or reintroduce yourself to some of the best Jackson County has to offer. Join Andy and Rachel as they tour the county interviewing and highlighting Jackson on a visit with Experience Jackson. Whether it's golf, museums, hotels, or events, we'll give you some great ideas on how to spend time in Jackson. Watch on JTV.tv, YouTube, and Experience Jackson social channels.
Collins Brothers floor covering, because new carpet is like, very nice. But commercials suck. Don't change the channel, change your carpet. Collins Brothers Downtown.
Excellent.
Established in 1940.
That's before the war, sucker.
The library? Oh, it's not for you. Sure, there's not much to choose from, the library is behind the times. And if you forget your book, forget about it. Oh, but when you're on the go, the library's a no-go. Students, stay at home. Although, there is an awful lot going on there. Even yoga. Actually, the library really is so much more than you think. Jackson District Library, a place to discover.
At Blair's Car Care, honesty and customer satisfaction have always been the most important thing for us. We have been serving loyal customers in Jackson County for almost 100 years. We do auto repair of all sorts, including tires, alignment, brakes, oil changes, and much more. For more information, please call 517-782-8116 or come stop by at 2424 Wildwood Avenue and experience for yourself what makes Blair's so special.
Home is just not a place, it's a feeling. The Jackson Friendly Home is a nonprofit licensed home for elderly women who are 55 and older. We provide a high-quality lifestyle for ladies who are not able to completely take care of themselves. Our team takes pride in the care and support we offer to each other and every resident. We provide daily housekeeping to assure every private room stays warm and inviting. Our skilled dietary staff excels in providing 3 gourmet meals a day as well as an evening snack. Here at the Jackson Friendly Home, we have tons of exciting events for our residents. Bingo is one of the many exciting things we do, and our ladies are quite the pros. Holidays are deeply important to us, from decorating cookies, karaoke parties, dressing up and taking photos, and much more. We love and cherish sharing laughs and making memories. Our resident care office is a very important department here in the home. They assist with daily hygiene, dispensing individual medications, set up and transport ladies to appointments, and so much more. Our team is passionate and dedicated to providing all women not only a perfect place to call home, but also a place to become part of the family.
Registration is now open for Jackson YMCA Summer Day Camp. The camp is about learning skills, developing character, and making friends. Every new experience at day camp is a chance for kids to stay active, address gaps in learning when school's not in session, and have fun. Open to ages 4 to 14. Sign up for just 1 week or all 10 at jacksonymca.org.
Welcome back. We're with Dr. Donna O'Neill from the PIC Center. And Dr. Donna, you brought a couple charts along.
Well, this might help you decide, when to get a booster.
Okay.
So the other question while you're showing it is I get asked a lot about mix and matching vaccines. Mm-hmm. So I'm not averse to the idea.
Okay.
And again, I think we can be more precise. So if you want to show the first, it's the map I show every time I'm here. Gosh. No, not this one.
There it is.
Oh, there we are.
Well, no, it wasn't that one either. It's the one of the U.S. with the dark red and the gold. I think the last time I was here, the whole U.S. was in low risk.
I don't think we have that one. I think we just have these two. No. That got lost in the transfer.
Well, so the first map was to show that initially all the U.S., I think when I was here the last time, was low.
Okay.
Now we are moving up, and including Michigan. We're not as bad as New York, but we've moved up a bit. And then the other thing I wanted to show was the variance and how fast, it changes. This is the one. So you can see the pink, the BA2, how quickly it's taken over. Not surprising, because this is what we saw in the UK and other countries.
What do we know? I mean, when we get tested, are they?
No, you don't know. No. I think there are some clinical differences. And this is to show we're in region 5. And it's the pie diagram underneath our state, just to show that, most of what we're seeing is the Omicron BA2 variant.
That's the pink?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, everyone wants to try to time it. I don't think you can time this virus. So if you're waiting for a big wedding or,
yes,
we're always behind it. So we got to get ahead. It's here.
Yeah. It's like we're trying to hide from it before a big event.
Yeah.
Andy is going to be in a 600-person wedding.
It's 500.
500-person wedding.
But I'm in the wedding, so I have greater protection because I won't be with the commoners.
You'll be behind the red velvet robes.
I will be, yes.
But I want to talk about something other than COVID.
Can I try and pronounce it first?
Sure.
Meningococola.
So some people might have heard, I actually had a question yesterday about this. This is what's precipitated this little segment on the meningococcal outbreak in Florida. So there's two actually going on, one amongst the college students and then one amongst the HIV gay male population.
And this is a bacterial disease?
This is bacterial. You've done your research, Andy. But it's the one where maybe, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, we would get out on the college campuses, and now it's part of your child's regular immunizations. The thing about this disease is overnight. People go from feeling well to being near death. And there's nothing too, early on clinically that tells a doctor that they're dealing with this. So you get fever, headache, stiff neck, and then quickly you get confused, nausea, vomiting. Sometimes they are sensitive to the light, and then you can get this devastating, blotchy, purple rash that can come on, and organ failure. So the scary thing is it happens rapidly. It's not transmitted as well as COVID. You have to have sharing of secretions, so kissing and sharing drinks, being in bars, for a couple hours at a time, that increases your risk. So again, there are vaccines. And some people, if they travel to Florida, might want to consider getting their meningococcal vaccine.
Another reason to not go to Florida.
You're going to Florida, and you do travel to Florida, So I don't know why you say that as much as you do.
So again, there's treatment, and if you get exposed, some people get chemoprophylaxis, and unfortunately we're getting resistance in this bacteria, which we never heard of before. And I know you had someone on from the health department talk about the rise in STD, sexually transmitted diseases. There's also hope that this vaccine may protect people against gonorrhea, which is getting hard to treat. So I wanted to do something non-COVID for a change.
More than COVID out there, that's for sure, right?
Well, the problem with that is who's going to want to stand in a gonorrhea vaccine line?
Well, that's a very good point.
I'm just saying it's, we have trouble with resistance. This is going to be another way to deal with it, because there are very few antibiotics that are being, in R&D because, there's no profit for it.
When people get that, they don't post on Facebook that they need prayers. They don't tell anyone.
Stickers. Are you going to wear a mask on the airplane?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. So we'll see if that gets reversed.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for the shopping.
Going to put it to good use today.
From the PIC Center, Dr. Donna O'Neill. We're going to meet the new superintendent at Jackson Preparatory and Early College after this.
Finding the home of your dreams is exciting. I'm Andy Bloom with Pillar to Post Home Inspectors, and I look forward to taking the next step with you in securing that dream, the home inspection. Having the correct information about the condition of a home empowers you to make the best possible choice when purchasing a property. As your home inspection professional, I ensure confident home ownership with a detailed and objective inspection of the overall condition of the property. Pillar to Post Home Inspectors provides you with peace of mind.
Asthma Allergy Centers can help you breathe freely. Since 1980, our board-certified specialists have provided testing and treatment for a wide variety of asthma and allergy-related conditions, including immunodeficiencies and skin problems. No referrals are necessary, and we accept any insurance or no insurance. You can even use our mobile app to check in and pay. Come see us at our Jackson office or one of our multiple offices in Southwest Michigan.
Hi, I'm Brandon Tripp. And I'm Phil Tripp from Tripp's Collision Center. You can spend $30,000, $50,000, or even $100,000 on a new car. And in the back of your mind, you're thinking, my car will never look this good again.
What if I told you that with Tripp Ceramic Pro, we can make your vehicle shine better than the day you bought it?
Tripp ceramic coating will protect your finish 2 to 3 times better than the factory finish, and the shine will last for years.
Wax is dead.
The future is Tripp Ceramic Pro.
Welcome back to the morning show on JTV. If you are interested in getting that second booster, Browns Advanced Care has a clinic, and the clinic is tomorrow from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., and that's at the Napoleon Township Fire Department at 6755 Brooklyn Road. You can sign up. There's a link on the Browns Advanced Care Pharmacy Facebook page, and it is a very, very nice clinic. It's the best COVID clinic in the world.
Best one in town.
If I had to guess from my experience. So again, sign up on the Browns Advanced Care Facebook page.
Our next guest is the newly named superintendent at Jackson Preparatory and Early College, Jonathan Marawelli.
Hi, Bart.
Good morning.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Jonathan was chosen from among over 60 applicants from around the world, and I was glad to see you got this because you're already there. You've been there, I think, from day one, right?
Almost day one. I joined a month after the school started, 8 years ago. So
wow.
It's really exciting.
Talk a little bit about the progression of the school and obviously the progression of your career.
We're 8 years old at this point. I started, like I said, the month after the school started. I joined as an English teacher and was able to move my way on up to the early college principal and now the president, the superintendency. It's been really exciting. As the school's progressed, we've really started, every single student that comes to us gets to dual enroll for free, earn a full associate's degree. We have a really unique partnership with Albion College where they get to go out there and dual enroll for free as well, which is a heck of a value if you know the price of Albion. And now we're really starting to specialize into STEAM and STEM, and we've got our extracurriculars. Our robotics team is at the World Championships right now down in Houston.
Right,
with the Jacktown Vectors.
That's right.
We've got our sports. This is our pictures we see right now is our middle school robotics, some of our middle school robotics teams. We've got a couple teams. And we're starting to partner with the Shop Rat Foundation as well.
Nice.
So we're really trying to get all of our students, while we have rigorous academics, and that's our real focus at our school, is that we can combine this with hands-on learning, right? And we can get into robotics and welding and all of these things that the Jackson community is really strong in, right? And there's a lot of partnerships there and opportunities for our students to do things that are really cool and really outside of the norm. And you see some of our middle school science students right there working with some plants in their biology course.
The crowds at these robotics events are bigger than crowds you'd see on some Friday night football games.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got a lot of energy there. And we just took a tour, our 8th and 9th graders took a tour of the respiratory lab at Jackson College. So it's a really awesome opportunity for our students because they get to come out, they're on the college campus, they get to use these college facilities that are world-class every single day. Jackson College does an amazing job of keeping the facilities looking beautiful and up to date. But then they also get to have college experiences a lot sooner, and they get interested and they see, oh, hey, this is a possibility that I never even knew about, right? How many kids come up thinking about respiratory care?
Right.
But then they get to go to the lab and actually intubate and do things like this, and it really opens up these doors and ideas for them.
How many credits are kids able to get at Albion?
So we've actually we've had a student finish a bachelor's degree.
Really?
In high school.
In high school,
That's
right?
insane.
Yep, and then
that saved about a couple $100,000.
Yeah. No, she's off at grad school right now, and
That's
then
awesome.
we've had students earn 140 credits. I think we've had, and the partnership with Albion is awesome. Albion's all in. They even offer our students. They've offered our students highest financial aid possible once they matriculate to Albion after earning their diploma, and so they're able to finish their bachelor's degree sometimes in just a year after finishing with us, and just saving all sorts of money for them and their families. And it really opens the door to, okay, there was this college I was really interested in and wanted to go to, but I saw the price, right? But okay, what if I half that price because I'm doing all this work at Jackson College, and then even taking some credits at Albion or some of our other four-year partners, Spring Arbor, Siena Heights, Adrian, Baker. These are all places that our students have gone to. And if there's not the program here that you're really looking for, we've had students go up to LCC and take a few classes, or even Washtenaw. And so there's lots of opportunities there. And we're all about doing what is right for every single student. Every single student has their own individual path, and we want to do what's right for those kids.
And enrollment's happening right now if you're interested. Yeah. What are the grades at JPEC?
Yep, 6 through 12, and then we have a built-in 13th year, so students can just take college classes that year, and we still pay for those classes. And we've got an open house coming up on May 3rd. We're really excited, and they come out, and every family that comes out will get to see some of our robots, and the kids will get to operate them and get a little hands-on experience, see what it's like to be one of our students.
What's the education like at JPEC compared to when you were growing up? Just kind of compare a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's much more rigorous and focused, right? Because we have our students dual enrolling and taking college classes when they're with us, usually starting in about 11th grade or so, right? And we're doing that 11th, and it's a slow workup. You're not just thrown into a full college schedule, right? We want to do a little bit of hand holding and make sure you're ready to be independent. But because our students are still with us while they're taking college classes, we have to make sure they're ready for those classes. If they go and take an English class at the college and they're not ready, we would know that, right? And we have to make sure, we always say we want our classes to be the hardest classes you take, so that once you start those college classes, you're like, oh, I can do this, right? And it really opens those doors to families that were probably going to go to college but weren't totally sure, and then sometimes you get to that age of 18 or 19, and you're like, well, I want to maybe take a year off. And it's like, well, no, you're already rolling, right? You've already got half your college done at that point. It's like, just finish up.
You get a lot of first-generation college students?
Lots of first-generation students. We've got great diversity rate. We're above 30% diversity.
That's great.
Yeah, it's really awesome to see all of these different kinds of families come together and interact, and it's very positive. I think I always tell families we're a very accepting school. We've got a really large LGBTQ population who feels safe coming to us. We have great partnership with the ISD for our special education students. We have a lot of students who are high functioning with autism sometimes, and they come and they feel welcomed, and our teachers are very welcoming and understanding, and they understand that there's a lot of trauma in the community, right? And we've done training specifically about that. Our teachers are amazing at seeing who these students are and accepting them for who they are, and helping them reach their potential.
And here comes the end of the year, all the big activities for the class of 22.
Yeah.
Graduation and prom, all that happening?
Yeah, we've got graduation and prom in the same weekend.
Busy
yeah, it's going to be a busy weekend. We're going to get it done. We're really excited. We're going to be at the Michigan Theater for the first time for our commencement. I think you guys might.
Yeah, we're going to be there as
out
well.
There. Yeah. And then the next day, we're doing prom at the Tower building.
Nice. That
just opened up to the community. It looks gorgeous. It's going to be 1920s themed. I think we're going to have a great time.
That'll be fun.
That's perfect. Cool. 1920s building to have that theme in.
Exactly.
Awesome. Yeah, I knew there were going to be proms in that new space.
Actually, I think we have an event in that space tonight. So yeah, it's a great space.
It's beautiful.
How many in the class, graduating class this year?
I think we're about 55 this year.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we have our students, sometimes students get hung up on I came from another school where all my friends are now walking in 12th grade, and I'm staying this extra year, so it makes me feel like I'm behind. So what we actually did is we made this decision, everybody in 12th grade, that's when you're going to walk, even if you're staying the 13th year. Some of our students finish their associates in 12th grade. They go on to U of M or MSU or Princeton or wherever it might be, right? But we have all of our 12th graders walk together, and so they all get to participate in that kind of on-time commencement and graduation ceremony, and they do their open houses. And because really in 13th year, you're a college student. You're still with us, but you're a college student.
Awesome. Well, Jonathan, thanks for joining us this morning, and good luck as you highlight all the year-end events.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Jonathan Marawelli from JPEC, new superintendent. We'll be right back to wrap up the morning show after this break.
You need a plumber? From leak repairs to new construction. Grimes Plumbing Company, licensed and insured, proudly serves the Jackson area with fast, reliable service. No hot water, drains clogged? Call Grimes Plumbing today, proudly serving Jackson County.
Hi, I'm Richard King. I've been working on cars for over 38 years, and 10 years of that has been here in Jackson. I'm an ASE certified master technician. What makes King's Auto different from the rest out there is that we take the time to diagnose the cars properly the first time around. We fix what the others can't. Whether it's an oil change or a head gasket repair, wheel bearings to spark plugs, at King's Auto and Truck will get you in and out and get it done right the first time around. Then bring your car or truck over here to King's Auto and Truck, 4114 East Michigan Avenue in Jackson.
Registration is open now for the 2022 Dahlem Outdoor Adventure Summer Day Camp. During June, July, and August, there are 9 one-week themed sessions for children ages 3 to 12 years old. For online registration and details, visit www.dahlemcenter.org or call the office at 517-782-3453 extension 0. Dahlem, Jackson's Nature Place, 7117 South Jackson Road in Jackson. April is National Minority Health Month, an important time to recognize the gaps in healthcare people of color contend with in our communities. Minority groups experience inequalities in our healthcare system, which creates a disproportionate burden of preventable disease, death, and disability when compared with non-minorities. The Center for Family Health works hard to ensure equal access to care for all patients. Visit centerforfamilyhealth.org today to learn how the center works to provide equal care for all.
The Center for Family Health has been opening the door to health care for all in Jackson County for more than 30 years.
Welcome back to the morning show. If you've ever wanted to be a Zamboni driver, there might be a job opening for you. Longtime Red Wing Zamboni driver was reportedly fired for peeing into a drain.
He's famous.
Yeah, a lawsuit has been filed in Wayne County, and his lawyers say his civil rights were violated under Michigan's Elliott Larson Civil Rights Act, arguing that he was discriminated against due to his age and disability.
How old is he?
He's 68, and he was diagnosed with benign prostatic hypertrophy, a common condition in aging men that can cause uncomfortable urinary symptoms, such as blocking the flow of urine out of the bladder and or frequent uncontrollable urges to urinate.
Yeah. It's like George in the shower at the athletic club.
Oh, yes.
Yes. It's all pipes. It all goes to the same place. And when you gotta go, you gotta go.
You know what's interesting about that episode is they would have never let George in that athletic club.
No.
He wouldn't have had the money.
They wouldn't let him in anywhere, most restaurants. But that Zamboni driver is famous for swinging the octopuses around. Octopi?
I think it's just octopus.
He would go out on the ice and collect them, and then he'd swing them around. And
yeah.
That's bad. Probably not.
Just a bad break. Hopefully it blows over, and he's able to get his job back or something like that.
The Wimbledon tennis folks said no players from Russia or Belarus this year. What do you think about that?
I think it's fine.
They've got some players that are top 10 in the world.
Yeah, well, you know what? Sorry, you got to stand with your country at this time. Your country is making poor decisions. You're representing your country.
It's not their fault. They got an idiot that's running the country.
You know what? It's not, our fault who runs our country and things like that either, but you have to, pay the price. The U.S. has boycotted Olympics in the past for lesser items, so I say no Russians allowed. Hey, join us on Monday. Corey Bauman will be here from the Brokerage House, along with Matt Grimes from Grimes Plumbing.
We have the new judge later today, Robert Gackey, along with Chief Judge Daniel Goostrey, plus Becky Hutchinson, Stephanie Riggs, Julia DeRocher, and Rick Walton, all this afternoon. We'll see you then.